Hello, Broncos fans. Unfortunately, we couldn't win yesterday's matchup, and we lost to the Los Angeles Chargers with a final score of 34-27. If you're a true Broncos fan, hit the like button. If you believe we're going to make the playoffs, write this: Go Broncos! I believe. So come on, my friends. Our team finds itself in a critical juncture of the season. This latest loss, where the team blew a 21-10 halftime lead due to a series of ill-timed penalties and defensive lapses, marks the second time this season that the Broncos have let a divisional road game slip away. Despite the heartbreaking nature of this loss, all hope is far from lost for the Broncos. As things stand, the team has a clear path forward: win one of their next two games against either the Cincinnati Bengals or the Kansas City Chiefs, and they will punch their ticket to the playoffs for the first time since 2015. Looking back at this game, it's clear that the Broncos started strong. However, the momentum shifted dramatically in the second half, largely due to mistakes on special teams and defense. These breakdowns allowed the Chargers to claw their way back into the game, eventually stealing the win. Frustratingly, this is another instance of the Broncos defeating themselves with costly mistakes rather than being completely dominated. On a brighter note, the team's offense, led by quarterback B. Nix, showed flashes of brilliance. While the Knicks dropped a few key passes, their overall performance was solid, and they executed a game plan that should have been enough to secure a win. The blame for this loss falls squarely on a defense that uncharacteristically faltered. From a broader perspective, the Broncos now find themselves in the 7th playoff seed in the AFC, a downgrade from their previously held 6th seed. However, their destiny remains largely in their hands. A victory against either Cincinnati or Kansas City secures their playoff spot, but losing both games opens the door to numerous what-if scenarios. For the Broncos to sneak in without another win, teams like the Colts, Dolphins, and Bengals must lose at least one of their remaining games, a situation far too precarious for comfort. As we look at the bigger picture, the Broncos' playoff chances, according to analytics from sources like the New York Times and NFL.com, remain in the 83 to 85% range. While this statistic provides some reassurance, it's clear the team must take matters into their own hands rather than rely on external outcomes. Their next opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals, presents an intriguing challenge. With one of the league's weakest defenses, the Bengals have been a mixed bag all season. Their offense, led by stars Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr Chase, and T. Higgins, is formidable but not invincible. Cornerback Pat Certain, too, will likely shadow Chase throughout the game, while the returning Riley Moss is expected to line up against Higgins. If the Broncos' secondary can neutralize these threats and force Cincinnati into a one-dimensional attack, they stand a strong chance of securing a win. In contrast, the Kansas City Chiefs, a perennial powerhouse, will likely rest key starters in Week 18 if they've already secured the AFC's top seed. This potential scenario bodes well for Denver, but banking on another team's strategic decisions is never a safe bet. Head coach Andy Reid is notorious for preparing his team to win, regardless of stakes or lineup. The path forward is crystal clear for Denver: eliminate the self-inflicted wounds, clean up the defensive errors, and seize the opportunities ahead. This roster has shown resilience throughout the season, bouncing back from tough losses to deliver crucial wins. The team now needs to channel that same grit and determination in what will undoubtedly be two of the most important games of the year. Broncos country, how are you feeling about the team's playoff chances after this roller coaster of a season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know whether you believe this squad can rise to the occasion. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated as we break down every critical moment of the Broncos' playoff push. Stay tuned, and let's ride this wave together. Continuing from where we left off, the Denver Broncos now face a pivotal matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, a team that, while struggling defensively, possesses an offense capable of turning any game into a high-scoring affair. Quarterback Joe Burrow, flanked by star receivers Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins, has been the cornerstone of Cincinnati's offensive success. However, their defense ranks among the NFL's bottom tier, giving the Broncos a prime opportunity to exploit weaknesses and build momentum. The Broncos' defense, led by standout cornerback Pat Certain, too, will play a critical role in this contest. Certain is expected to lock horns with Ja'Marr Chase, one of the most electric wide receivers in the league. Chase, known for his ability to make explosive plays, will test Certain's Pro Bowl caliber skills. Meanwhile, Riley Moss' return to the lineup comes at a crucial time. He'll likely be tasked with limiting T. Higgins, whose size and catch radius make him a constant red zone threat. If Moss can rise to the occasion and the secondary remains disciplined, Denver can effectively neutralize a significant portion of Cincinnati's offensive firepower. On the offensive side, the Broncos need to capitalize on their ground game. Against the Chargers, some fans expressed frustration with what appeared to be a lack of commitment to running the ball. While the aerial attack delivered in key moments, the absence of a balanced offensive strategy allowed Los Angeles to focus on defending the pass. This week, facing a Bengals defense that has struggled to stop the run, Denver has an excellent opportunity to establish dominance on the ground. Running backs Javonte Williams and Samaje Perine must play pivotal roles, grinding out tough yards and keeping the Bengals offense off the field. Special teams must also clean up their act. The Chargers' comeback was fueled, in part, by Denver's special teams penalties that extended drives and shifted momentum. These mistakes are correctable, but they underscore a larger need for discipline across all phases of the game. In a matchup as critical as this, the margin for error is razor thin. A single botched play could mean the difference between securing a playoff berth and facing elimination scenarios in Week 18. Another element to watch will be how head coach Sean Payton adjusts his game plan. Known for his strategic acumen, Payton has an opportunity to exploit Cincinnati's defensive vulnerabilities. Expect the Broncos to implement creative formations and play-action passes to keep the Bengals defense guessing. Quarterback B. Nix has shown he can execute under pressure, and with a well-designed scheme, he has the tools to lead this offense to success. However, turnovers must be avoided at all costs. Cincinnati thrives on creating defensive takeaways, and giving them additional possessions could spell disaster. As we approach Week 18, there's still the looming challenge of the Kansas City Chiefs. Even if the Chiefs rest starters, Denver cannot afford to take their foot off the gas. Historically, Andy Reid-coached teams have maintained a high level of competitiveness regardless of the stakes. If the Broncos do not handle their business against Cincinnati, they may find themselves in a must-win situation against Kansas City, a far less desirable scenario. For the Broncos, the formula for success is clear: execute a disciplined, mistake-free game plan, dominate time of possession, and rely on their defensive stars to deliver. The playoff berth is tantalizingly close, and with the right focus, this team can finally end the postseason drought that has lingered since 2015. Broncos country, the road ahead is as thrilling as it is challenging. What do you think Denver's chances are against Cincinnati and Kansas City? Do you trust this team to finish strong and secure their playoff spot? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what adjustments you'd like to see in the upcoming games. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update as we follow the Broncos' journey. Until next time, let's keep the faith, Broncos fans. Let's ride! As the Broncos gear up for their final push toward the playoffs, all eyes are on Cincinnati. With their postseason hopes hanging in the balance, this game is nothing short of pivotal. Denver has shown resilience all season, bouncing back from adversity, but now it's about execution. They face a Bengals team with glaring defensive weaknesses but an explosive offense led by Joe Burrow and Ja'Marr Chase. Pat Surtain too and Riley Moss must step up to limit their big plays, while the offense leans on the run game to exploit Cincinnati's struggles in stopping the ground attack. Discipline remains key. Costly penalties and missed opportunities have been recurring issues, and the team knows that such mistakes are unacceptable at this stage. With playoff chances still hovering around 83%, a win here locks them in and silences doubts. Broncos country, do you believe this team will rise to the occasion? Comment below and join the conversation as the Broncos fight for their postseason dreams. Let's ride!